Okay, welcome back to our lesson on loops, okay, on control structures, loops to be precise. In our last class, we took an example of an algorithm that takes in 5 numbers, sums them up, and then prints the sum as output. So in this lesson, we are going to take that same example, but we are going to use the second loop, the second type of loop called the while loop. Okay, so straight away we'll dive into our flow chart. So we'll start by declaring the variables, which they are the same, just like in the previous video. Num, which will take in the numbers. Okay, each time we enter a number, it's being stored in num. We are also going to have our counter I that will be incrementing. Okay, we'll have a variable sum, and all of them are integers. So move on. So initially, we'll initialize our sum. Sum will start from 0. We'll give our variable sum the value 0 initially, and also our counter will have to start from 1. Now, after doing this, we are going to output. We're going to send a message just to inform the user that you have to enter numbers. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so we'll say enter, please enter 5 numbers. So enter the 5 numbers, simple as that. Click OK. So the next thing is we'll call on our loop, because we use our loop, but this time we'll use the while loop. Okay. So inside, the condition will be, what is our condition for us to keep looping? Insofar as our counter, is less than or equals to 5, you will keep looping. That's the condition. Once this condition is not respected, once the condition is false, what happens? We'll go out of the loop. So the condition for the while loop is that I must be less than or equals to 5 for it to keep looping. So, and this is the arrow for our loop. So inside the loop, what are we going to do? We'll output a message where we'll simply ask num, and that's num1, yes, that's number, sorry, number space and I. Good. And then we'll input each time we are going to have, you enter the number, it will be stored in num. Each time you enter a number, will be stored in num. And then the next thing we are going to do is we'll take the initial sum we have in memory, we'll add it to the new number that just entered. So, and then what do? We are also going to increment our counter. Our counter will increase by 1 each time we enter a number till it gets to 5. After, when it gets to 6, we'll now take the arrow, the false arrow. That is to say that the condition is not met. So once the condition is not met, what do? We now print the result, which is the sum is, and it puts an. And then the variable sum. The sum is sum. Validate. And that is it. So let's run and see how it works. So enter the first number, 1. second number 1, third number 1, fourth number 1, fifth number still 1. So you see the sum is 5, so it works. That is how the while loop works. The only difference is that with the for loop, our counter or the condition for the counter is being put in the loop, whereas the while loop, you have to increment. That's, you put a statement that will help you increment your counter as an instruction inside the loop. With the for loop, it is already part of the counter. Okay, so that's the difference. So see you in our next class, where we'll move to the last loop, which is the repeat until or the do while loop. Thank you very much for your time. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. God bless you as we meet in our next class.